Hey you, as always, I want to first thank you for visiting my channel. I'm the Queen of Sheba and this is Bible Q&A. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to see our latest videos. In this version of Bible Q&A, the question is, what does the Bible say about dealing with friends and enemies? I usually mention in all the videos how we use the Apocrypha because it is a part of the Bible that was taken out, the King James Version, and there's a lot of good stuff in there that everyone should know, a lot of good instruction. So again, the question is, um, what does the Bible say about dealing with friends and enemies? Because sometimes your friends are actually, or the ones you think are friends, are actually your enemies, all right? So let's go through that. So we're going to start off with Ecclesiasticus chapter 19, verses 13 through 15. All right, so verse 13 starts off and says, Admonish a friend, and maybe he hath not done it, and if he have done it, that he do it no more. Okay, verse 14 says, Admonish thy friend, it may be he hath not said it, and if he have, that he speak it not again. Verse 15 says, Admonish a friend, for many times it is a slander, and believe not every tale. Okay? So, in other words, these verses are saying, warn or tell your friend what's going on. Okay? Let them know what they did wrong or what was said. And you may find out that someone is lying on them and they never did it nor said the thing that they're being accused of. If they did do it or said it, it may have been a mistake on their part and they are aware of it and they may never do it again. Remember, some people may be jealous of your relationship and may want to break up your friendship. So be careful not to believe everything you hear. Okay, so this next one is coming from Ecclesiasticus chapter 19, verse 8, and also chapter 22, verse 22. All right. It says, whether it be to friend or foe, talk not of others' lives. And if thou canst without offense, reveal them not. Chapter 22, verse 22 says, if thou hast opened thy mouth against thy friend, fear not, for there may be a reconciliation, except for upbraiding or pride or disclosing of secrets or a treacherous wound. For these things every friend will depart. Okay. So, in other words, these verses are saying don't tell your friend's business or gossip about them. Actually, it said a friend or foe. That means it's not even good to talk about your enemy's business to others. Okay. Um, if you have to talk about an issue that concerns another, do your best to not tell or reveal their identity. If you say something bad about your friend, don't worry. You may be able to work things out, okay? But scolding them too harshly, being prideful, like not even acknowledging that you did something wrong, telling their secrets, or being violent towards them, like beating them up real bad or something, that may break up your friendship and it may not work out. So just be very careful, all right? Okay, so the next one is Ecclesiasticus chapter 7, verse 12, and chapter 7, verse 18, where it says, devise not a lie against thy brother, neither do the like to thy friend. And then verse 18 says, change not a friend for any good by no means, neither a faithful brother for the gold of Ophir. I can't pronounce that too well. But anyhow, what these verses are pretty much saying is, don't make up any lies on your friend and don't sell them out for anything. Don't sell them out for any money, cars, clothes, houses, job advances, or anything. Somebody asks you to go against your friend for something, for some financial gain, you already know you shouldn't be doing that, okay? Or else you're not really even their friend, right? Okay. Something that's really bad nowadays is there's no sense of loyalty between amongst anyone. You know, over some money, a person will sell you out really quick. As long as it's for their advancement, they don't care how it harms you or how it leaves you, no matter how good you are to them. So it's very, very important to still have that sense of loyalty, even if the next person doesn't. It makes you a better person. Okay, and so this next one is coming from Ecclesiasticus chapter 9, verse 10, and also Ecclesiasticus chapter 37, verse 6, where it says, forsake not an old friend, for the new is not comparable to him. A new friend is as new wine. When it is old, thou shalt drink it with pleasure. And verse 6 says, forget not thy friend in thy mind, and be not unmindful of him in thy riches. Okay? So, in other words, these verses are saying to not forget about your friend, your old friend, the one that you know for sure is a friend. Because when you meet new people that you may think is your friend, the relationship will not be the same as the one with the old one. It takes time and experiences to know if they are really your friend. Also, verse 18 is saying to not forget about your friend, especially when you come up or acquire riches. Okay. A lot of times people, they move on into their new life or whatever, and whatnot, and they will leave behind certain people. You can't help everybody. I get that and all, understand all that. But that one that you already know that's always been there for you and will continue to be there for you, no matter what you have or had. Um, Make sure that you remember them. Okay, keep them in mind. Okay. So this next one is Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 8 and chapter 12, verse 9. It says, a friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. Okay. Verse 9 says, in the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved, but in his adversity, even a friend will depart. All right. So let's see. In other words, these verses are saying that if you are wealthy or in access of a lot of money, you don't really know who your real friends are. Okay. They have a reason to be nice to you. It's all about how much they can benefit from you. And likewise, you will find out who your enemies are when you're going through hard times. Most of the time, the enemy will be someone that you thought was a friend, someone that you have close to you. I have in this past year, I've absolutely experienced this. Let me tell you, you won't know until you hit rock bottom who has your back and who's been your enemy that's been on the side of you all these years. I'm trying to tell you, take heed to that one. Okay, so this next one is Ecclesiasticus chapter 37, verse 1. Every friend saith, I am his friend also, but there is a friend which is only a friend in name. Okay, so in other words, this is saying that some people say they are your friends, but in action or when you may really need them, they show you that they are really not. They may have 1,000 excuses or whatever why they don't. They probably, as a matter of fact, when you're in need and they know you're in need, they don't even pick up the phone. Okay? Be careful who you call your friends. So we were just talking about friends, right? About how you should treat them. Make sure that we talked about making sure that you talk it over with your friends because you might find out that it's not that big of a deal or they just made a mistake, right? Remember them when you get money and don't tell lies on them and right, just be upright with people, right? Don't forget about them. Um, let's see what I say. Don't lie on them. Don't sell them out, right? All these different things, right? But I also talked about how some people are really not your friends, right? They say they are. We ended with that, right? They say they are your friends, but they really aren't your friends. They said that saying about keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Okay, remember that one? All right. So let's go ahead on and start moving into what it's talking about enemies. So this next one is Ecclesiasticus chapter 37, verse 2 and verse 4. It says, is it not a grief unto death when a companion and friend is turned to an enemy? See, they were just your friend, and now they're an enemy. All right, verse 4 says, there is a companion which rejoiceth in the prosperity of a friend, but in the time of trouble will be against him. So, in other words, these verses are saying that it doesn't feel like, or it feels like a true loss, like someone has died when a friend turns into an enemy. Okay, because some are only your friends when you're doing well, but as soon as hard times come up on you, especially financial troubles, they will turn on you. Okay, or another example is when someone that has greater power than they do, or what they perceive that you do, they join sides with that person that may be of more power. Okay, be careful. Be careful, especially if they have a chance of advancement. Because remember, I was saying earlier, don't sell your friends out. To me, that kind of goes hand in hand. All right. If they can advance from your downfall, better believe some of these people will sell you out, but you have some that are loyal. All right. Let me go back to where we were, though. Okay, this next one is Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10 through 12. Okay, it says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." Okay. All right, verse 11 says, "Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou hast known that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away." Okay. "Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith." Okay. So, in other words, okay, never trust your enemies, because, like rust with iron, even when you wipe it clean, if you look close enough, you will see that it's still there. So is his or her wickedness. Even though they apologize and act as if they've changed, you know that they are still the same. They're just waiting, okay, for a moment to be able to take your place, okay? If you let him or her get close enough, when the opportunity is right, they will overthrow you, whether it be financial, relationships, or etc. And you will remember this advice as it is happening. Okay? You may want to listen to that again, but be very, very careful. All right? Don't let someone have the opportunity to cross you more than once. They crossed you once, do not let them cross you again. Okay? Because that second time, that first time was like a warning. That second time is going to be very devastating. Don't let it happen, all right? Okay, and the last verses for this one is going to be Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 16, 17, and 18. Okay, so this is just summing up the last one, the last slide, where he says, "An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood." Verse 17 says, "If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee." Verse 18 says, "He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance." Okay. So, in other words, this is saying that your enemy will pretend well. Okay. They will tell you things that makes you think they are on your side or they have your back, but really in their mind, they are praying and plotting on your downfall. They may cry with you and really put on the role like they are supporting you, okay? When they are not in your face, sometimes they'll do it in your face. They will shake their head and laugh and talk about you. And this is usually once you are in the hard or in the bad situation or in the adversity when they will do this, all right? And the real them will be exposed, all right? So you're going to find out eventually who they are. You just don't want it to be, you don't want to learn the hard way. So again, as always, I am the Queen of Sheba. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this. Okay. Until the next video, have a good one and be good to each other. Bye bye.